So, what's up people and welcome to a Alita Battle Angel discussion video. Yeah, so it's been a while since I've done a Alita video. It's been quite a while. And although I used to make quite a few Alita Battle Angel, Alita GUNNM videos in the past, I stopped doing so because, to be honest, after making so many videos, I kind of ran out of things to talk about. And rather than to force myself to make a video that really didn't have much of content, I figured that I would slow down until there was something to talk about. Now, there are videos that I do eventually want to make, like the one for Figure 4 and a discussion video for some of the things that are going on recently in the Mars Chronicle manga. But those are going to take quite a bit of time, and I can't promise whether I'll be able to make them because time is something that I don't have much of these days. And so, unfortunately, I can't promise whether they will come out. Now, for this video, however, I did notice that there were some things that I wanted to discuss. And so I thought I would bring this video out not to tell you about these topics, but to ask you what you felt about these topics. And as you can see from the thumbnails, they involve Elon Musk, Monkey D. Luffy, and Whammy Wiseman from Mars Chronicle. And how can all these things be related? Well, they kind of revolve around Alita. And so let's start with Elon Musk. You probably have heard through the grapevine of some of the things that have been going on around Disney. Because of the major losses that Disney has been recently experiencing, there has been a battle going on between the executive management of Disney and some of the major shareholders that are not particularly happy with how the management is running the company. And of all of them, the most notable is the one by Nelson Peltz, one of the major shareholders for Disney. And I don't want to go into the details of that. If you are interested in it, you could probably look it up in many other YouTube videos that are covering that. But the interesting thing that recently came up is that during this battle, Elon Musk seems to have partnered up with Nelson Peltz and is supporting him from the back with regards to this proxy battle. And so things are heating up. And of course, there was a recent tryst between Elon Musk and Disney when Disney kind of pulled out of their support for Twitter due to the actions that Elon Musk has done. And of course, Elon Musk retaliated during a public interview when he dropped the F-bomb when describing these people's actions. And so there is no love lost between Bob Iger and Elon Musk. That is pretty obvious. So what does this have to do with Alita? Well, as we all know, Disney is the one that owns the movie rights to Alita. And if Peltz is in battle with the execs from Disney, and if Elon Musk is backing him, then there is always a possibility that if this keeps on going favorably for Peltz and Musk, then eventually there might be a possibility that they will be able to take a stronghold in Disney. Whether they'll be able to take it over, I have no idea. And once again, you can look into all of these other videos by much more knowledgeable people than myself with regards to that. But if they do, then that of course means that things will change with regards to the management and the decisions that Disney does. And why is that interesting with regards to Alita Battle Angel? Well, in two ways. Firstly, of course, we already know that Disney has surprisingly taken many of their most successful franchises, such as Star Wars and Marvel, and have run them into the ground, to the point that it has become a satire to the world, including that by South Park, which has ridiculed both Kathleen Kennedy and Bob Iger. And so even if a new management comes in, it's going to be very difficult to play triage to many of these franchises that unfortunately have become victims to their actions. I say unfortunately because I was one of a fan of both Star Wars and Marvel, although I do not watch any of their products anymore. And if a new management comes in, I hope they do try to do something to bring that back. But why I come back to Alita Battle Angel is because of all the franchises that are out there, the one that has not been touched and is pristine is the Battle Angel Alita franchise. And considering that it has now received a cult following, and many of the people who have watched it by DVD or by streaming have found the original movie to actually be quite good, there may be interest by the new management to find some franchise that isn't touched by that of Iger or Kennedy or any of the new recent management of Disney, and use that as a launching pad to show that they are coming back. But the other more interesting point with regards to Elon Musk joining the battle is of course the tweet that he gave many months back on Twitter, or should I say X, with regards to that image that he showed on SpaceX. And this indicates that Elon is quite a bit Alita fan. And if we could get Elon on board with James Cameron and Robert Rodriguez, then they may be able to make a valid argument considering the success of Avatar recently by Cameron and the need for Disney to come out with something that will give them a head start. If Elon can come in, that may give the company the ability to open the doors and greenlight a sequel for Alita Battle Angel. Now, this is just speculation from me, and me only, and I have no idea or no clue with regards to that. I'm just taking bits and pieces of things that have happened and putting it together to wonder if this will make sense. Now, the other thing that Alita Battle Angel has going for it is the recent success of the One Piece live action by Netflix. Until this point, all live action movies based on manga or anime has always had to bear the stigma that live action movies based on animes fail miserably. But One Piece and its major success has shown the world that if done properly, and if the creators of the movies are faithful to the source material, then one can find major success even in a live action adaptation. And I have to say, being a major One Piece fan, as much as I am a Battle Angel Alita fan, I really enjoyed the Netflix live action One Piece series. And I won't go into that in detail of why, because there are hundreds of videos explaining that, and I don't need to go into it here. But once again, this raises the stigma with regards to live action adaptations of anime or manga products. And the nice thing is, Alita Battle Angel, the very first movie, was relatively faithful to the comic. I would say not exactly, but neither was the live action adaptation of One Piece. The most important thing is it kept the heart and soul of the manga and represented it well in the live action adaptation. And I am hoping that James Cameron will do so in future opportunities with regards to Alita Battle Angel. This is quite important because when people analyzed why One Piece live action was so successful, being faithful to the source material became one of the top reasons for doing so. And so with Alita Battle Angel 1 being relatively faithful to the source material, they can make an argument that they have the proper launching with the first movie to remain faithful and use that as the reason that it will be successful in future sequels. Now, I will say, there is one part that worried me with regards to the first movie and how James Cameron looked at Alita. This could be seen in situations in the movies such as when Japan purposely killed a cyborg just to frame it on Hugo, which didn't happen in the source material, and some interviews that you saw with James Cameron and John Landau where they mentioned that Alita was a hero and it was good to see a hero figure. But Alita is not a hero. That is the whole point of the source material. Just like Logan is not a hero, and if they wrote Logan with the personality of Steve Rogers, it would ruin any future Wolverine movies. Just like the Punisher, just like Logan, Alita is more an anti-hero than a hero. Yes, she does good things, and overall she has a good personality and good values, but she is extremely passionate. And with that passion comes an action that sometimes gets her and a lot of other people in trouble. But with that, it gives her depth and more grounding of a real character rather than the stereotypical hero persona that you often see in a lot of other superhero type of cinemas. And considering that people have become tired of some of these superhero type cinemas, I'm hoping that they will remain faithful to the source material and make sure that Alita is not portrayed as a hero, that there will be tremendous amounts of faults that create problems in the second movie, which James Cameron has alluded to being Alita Fallen Angel, which would be appropriate for the next sequel. And so this has opened up an opportunity. One Piece has paved the way in showing that if you are faithful to the source material, if you have creators who are actually passionate to the story and the lore and the characters, and faithfully represent all of that in the live action adaptation, then you can come out with a stellar product. And with Alita Battle Angel being one of the other relatively successful live action adaptations, they could utilize that, and Elon Musk can finally have his series that he was a fan of and successfully bring it out if they are able to bring management back to being focused on making quality products. And so I am looking forward to seeing what happens in the future. I have no idea of what will happen, but it is interesting that these things are happening recently, and they are falling in place in a nice manner that gives this particular franchise a possibility that it may be able to continue on. Now, the other thing that I wanted to talk about is, yes, Kishiro is back. I've noticed that he has started writing again, and some of the most recent chapters have come out very recently. And I know that there was for a while, close to a year hiatus, when Yukito Kishiro stopped writing for a while, and I'm not sure why that was, but for whatever reason, more power to him if he gets enough rest to keep on going. But he is back writing again, and that is good because now we get to go back to what's going on with Kyun and all of the things that are happening in the backstory between Alita and Erika. And why I show Whammy Wiseheart is that I hope Yukito Kishiro continues on with that mystery that he opened up with regards to the GUNNM school of Panzerkunst, right? There was 3 remaining surviving schools, supposedly. One was the Mauser School of Panzerkunst, which Alita came from. One was the Schneider School of Panzerkunst. And there was a third, somewhat mysterious one that we were never sure whether it survived or not, which was the GUNNM School of Panzerkunst. And supposedly, from the few chapters back, and maybe I shouldn't talk too much about it because this may be a spoiler, so if you haven't read the most recent chapters of Mars Chronicle, then you might want to turn it off. The GUNNM School of Panzerkunst seems to have kind of disappeared to limbo. And even some of the members of the Panzerkunst Academy are not sure what happened to that school. Why did it disappear? And so Whammy Wiseman, who is the historian in Grunthal, decided to look into it. And well, I won't go into what that resulted in. But most recently, we have seen some flashbacks where Whammy comes out. So I'm hoping that Yukito Kishiro comes back to that. Now, there are all the other things that are going on, such as the battle that's going on with Desane. Of course, Karula Sanguis has gone incommunicado, and we're not sure whether she's dead or alive. Now, of course, the things that are going on with Kyun, which is what the chapters are mostly focused on these days. And of course, Yoko and Erika, which of course is the central 2 characters of the story. So there's a lot of things going on, and I'm not sure if Yukito Kishiro has time to talk about the GUNNM School of Panzerkunst. But considering he opened it up, And considering Whammy has come out recently, I hope he does bring it in. And I'm not sure if all of this ties together with the Neo Third Reich Division, with the Sane, and with all the things that are going on right now. But I'm hoping that he will bring some clarity to this story, because there are so many things going on now. It's a little bit hard to follow. But he is back and he is writing, so I am very happy, and that hopefully means that in the near future, Volume 9 of Mars Chronicle will become available once he finishes writing that volume. So in any case, that is good news with regards to the source material, and I did like some of the things that are happening recently in hopes that maybe that will eventually give a green light to Alita Battle Angel, or Alita Fallen Angel, the second live-action movie for this franchise. And so, yeah, I mean, what do you think with regards to this? Do you think that some of the recent events have been favorable to the possibility of greenlighting a sequel? I know it's way far away and we're still in the very beginnings of it, but do you think that helps at least catalyze something that may continue to go on if Elon and Peltz are successful in their battle? And do you think the things that Netflix is doing, not just with the live action One Piece, but they are really going full force with regards to anime and the live action adaptation of that? So maybe with the success of Netflix and the One Piece live action, that will make the world start realizing that yes, this is a source that one can tap into. I'm talking about manga and anime stories. And you will see other companies continue to move forward, in which case if Disney wanted to take advantage of that, of course they already have one franchise in their pocket. Now, I'm not sure if I want to see anything from the current Disney management, because everything they have made has turned into garbage. But if they can bring back their old creativity and the desire to make quality products, and if they realize that they do have somebody like James Cameron, if they give him the opportunity to do so, I'm hoping that something good will come out in the future. Maybe in the far future, but at least sometime in the future. Anyway, if you have any comments, please leave them in the comment section below, and thank you very much for your comments. And well, if there are any additional things that come out for Alita Battle Angel, I'll bring up another video and hope you join me at that time. And thank you very much for watching this video, and until the next one, happy anime watching, happy manga reading, and as always, Jaya, nice day everyone.